them what we do, I'm a inu hard. Sugar cane sweet, but your love is sweeter.
To another exciting edition of your favorite music show, Star Rush.
I grown nice on the anthem, yeah. Bulele, girl, yes I can. I grown nice on the anthem.
Hello, lovely people of Ghana and all our cherished viewers. Welcome to another exciting edition of your favorite music show, Star Rush. And you know how we do it every Thursday. We bring you the latest and the hottest music to spice up your day. But before we start business, let's go for a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. If you just joined us, this is Star Rush. With me in the studio today, I have Atikal Music. Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming to the studio for a discussion with us today. And I have with me today as well Dr. Ethel Ahiafokpor. Thank you, Doctor, for having us in the studio today.
Okay.
So, let's get on with my guest, Atikal Music. So, who would you say Atikal Music is?
Thank you. Atikal Music. My real name's David Louis Atkins. I was born in Sakaman, Dansoman, to Nigerian parents. The brand name, the music name, which I'm professionally known as right now, is Atikal Music.
Okay. So, what genre of music do you do?
Basically, I do every type of music, but the name of the sound that I'm creating is Afro Makossa. The reason for that name is I'm actually a fan of feel-good music. Afro Makossa is a fuse of Afro beats, dancehall, soca, street music, just to make a good sound. Anything that goes into making a good sound for people to dance. That is what Afro Makossa is about.
And why that genre of music?
Now, the genre, because there are lots of people doing Afrobeat, and if you look at the trend now, you realize Afrobeat, Afro dancehall. These two brands are brands people engage in a lot. So if you're actually a new artist and you want to actually break in, you have to do something new or you have to do something original. So Afro Makossa is my originality in the sense that being able to fuse the old sounds with the new sounds and still make you feel like it's a new sound. But when you listen to the sound, you'll be like, hey, it has some Makossa elements in it, it has some Dadilumba elements, it has some, yeah. So that is my own sound, Afro Makossa.
Wow. So at what age did you start doing music?
Music started for me at a very young age because naturally I was actually creative in the sense that when I was a kid I actually used to draw, I actually used to do paintings and stuff like that. But music actually came into the picture when I got into secondary school. You know, back in secondary school, at that time, there was a trend, Kasahari. So all the boys in the school would rap or come out to rap, do battles. So if you can sing, you come out. If you can dance, you come out. And that was it back in the day. So that was how music actually started for me. It started from me being in secondary school and doing Kasahari or doing rap battles with my friends. So that was how music started for me.
So how did your parents take it that at that young age you wanted to be a musician and not any other profession?
Music actually, I didn't release my official single until 2011. And back then, I also had a different name. My name was Shakes SOD back in the day.
Wow.
I had a song called Shoot back in the day.
Yeah, I remember.
So I think that was in 2011. So releasing the song, I was actually signed to a record label back then. So I split with the record label in 2017. So I actually rebranded the name, and in 2019 I changed the name to Atikal Music.
So they say music is food for the soul. Have you ever had any experience where maybe you were down and the music actually lifted your soul, or have you heard of anyone in which music has helped in terms of maybe mental disorders?
Naturally, if you know the history of music, you realize that music is actually a spiritual tool, aside from it being a physical thing that people engage in. And the reason why I say spiritual is because when you look at the Bible, you realize the Bible featured music in it. When you look at how God wants us to connect to Him, music is in it. When you look at the story of heaven, heaven, good, then you realize that there's an orchestra, there's music. So I've actually come to realize that like music is actually more spiritual than most people think. And for me personally, music is something that anytime I feel down, anytime I have an emotion, anytime I'm going through something, the next thing that comes to my mind is me writing a story, me writing about it. Anything I write turns to music. So that's just it for me. But I've actually heard the instances where music is being used in certain hospital facilities to actually help reduce mental health risks. So I think music goes a long way, not just as a fun element, but as something that can also be used in the medical field.
So viewers, we don't only entertain in our show, but we educate as well. That is why we have Dr. Ethel with us today, who is a student practitioner and a psychologist. So she's here to educate us on how music helps people with mental disorders. So Dr. Ethel, in your case of study, can music actually help people with mental disorders?
Yes, it can. In the sense that there are some disorders that is only music, sounds, or instrument that can help reduce the consequences of those disorders. Some of these disorders I'm talking about are the sensory and then the auditory processing disorders. These are disorders that affect our senses. When I talk of senses, I'm talking about the 5 senses. That is the sense of touch, the sense of sight, sense of hearing, sense of listening, and then sense of smell. But then this therapy or this method limits us to just 2 of these senses. That is the sense of hearing and then the sense of vision or sight. And now what happened is there is a 40% chance or tendency for people who have a brain injury or spine injury, including people who have encountered stroke. Yes, there's a 40% tendency that all these people can face these disorders I'm talking about. And when that happens, they're trying to even interpret or understand a verbal speech or a written speech or any kind of speech. It becomes very difficult for them to understand. For instance, you asking, oh, hello, my dear, what's your name? It's going to take a long time for them to process these words you have just spoken. It's going to take a long time for their brain to process it, for them to understand and then give you the right feedback you would demand from them. So yes, indeed, music is a powerful tool. It really helps people with these disorders. You can try other therapy, but then music is the best I would recommend based on research and based on studies conducted some time ago. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for that insight. So viewers, as you heard, if you have any family member or friend with mental disorders, you can help them by playing them good music in order for them to recover from whatever sickness they are suffering from. So back to you, Atikal Music. So how do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years.
Yes.
That's a long time, but a short time. In the next 5 years, I actually see myself doing big things in the African industry and in the world at large. I see myself like the Jay-Z's, like the Rick Rosses, like the Puff Daddies. But if I actually want to narrow it down to the African context, I see myself being bigger than Wizkid, bigger than Sarkodie, bigger than Shatta Wale. Yeah, that's why I see myself in the next 5 years.
So apart from music, what other career would you have chosen, if not for music?
Naturally, I actually thank God for the kind of person I am. Most times, artists, we hear the stories of artists going to school and actually dropping out. I was actually one of those artists that never dropped out from school. So I have my certificate in digital marketing, and I also have a certificate in marketing. I also have a certificate in TV production and directing. So naturally, being a creative person, if I wasn't doing music, I would be involved in the entertainment business, maybe talent management or working as a label executive or something, but something to push the entertainment business forward.
Okay. So what are your final words to your fans and viewers out there?
Wow. To the fans and to the viewers. To the fans first. Yo, it's been a long time coming, and I want to tell them that the brand change, the name change, and like a lot has gone on with the brand, but they shouldn't fear, because where we are right now is Canaan. We have gotten to the promised land. So like Atikal Music is actually here to stay. Then aside from that, like I would like to tell the up and coming artists that before you come into music, understand what you actually want to come and do. If you're actually a talent who has a label, it's fine. But if you are a struggling talent that is actually trying to emerge himself, you would need to believe in yourself. But aside from that, learn about the industry. Know more about what you're about to go into before you go into it. Get knowledge, get information about the business. That's what I think I would tell someone who wants to come into this business. So that's my take.
Okay, so Dr. Ethel, your final words to our viewers.
Okay, so what I would like to say is anyone who has encountered stroke, anyone who has encountered brain injury or spine injury, I would advise that the person should go and see a medical doctor. For this test, they should conduct a test on the sensory and then the audio processing disorders. If you find yourself a victim, yes, I believe this doctors will take you through the right process by introducing you to the best of musics, the sounds, or the instrument you use to help reduce the consequences of these disorders. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor. I've learned a lot, and I hope viewers at home also learned a lot. And thank you, Atikal Music.
Thank you.
Then keep up with the good work to keep on pushing your music.
Thank you.
So we've come to the end of the program. I don't want to leave because the conversation was getting very interesting, but my time is up. Catch us same time next week here on GTV. Peace out. Bye.
Murder. Shakes S.O.D. I get the goons for Ibidu. Anytime we dey, I'm a ilu hadu. I get the goon for small London. Anytime we see the popo, I'm a baby. I want to be in your color. I'm a day and night. I'm a you what the lady. I want to be in your ballet. Get to my bus. I'm a malo to the oh. SOD flow like homini when I enter the